Hey gorgeous, it's Ker-leen. Thank you so much for tuning back into my channel. Today I'm here with a very quick maceration update on 3 fragrances. These fragrances are part of my Arabian perfume collection. I know that when it comes to Arabian perfumes, you all love to hear about how they are maturing. So if you're interested, please stay tuned. Hey friend, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. If you're new here on this channel, I talk luxury, I do review videos, I share my fragrance journey, I sprinkle in a little bit of lifestyle, and I share some encouragement in every single video. So if any of those things sound like your cup of tea, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also be sure to turn on that notification bell so you know exactly when my videos drop. All right, let's get into it. The first fragrance I wanted to talk about today is Victoria by Latafa. This perfume has become such an amazing performer, and it smells even better 3 months later. The first blast is this gorgeous lemon, but it's not a sharp, harsh lemon. Instead, the lemon in here reminds me of a lemon meringue pie. It's so delicious. So for this fragrance, the citrus feels more like a lemon meringue pie than a key lime pie. So the citrus is very mild, it's there, but it is blending together with some other really sweet, fluffy, creamy notes. And for me, as this starts to dry down, it gets sweet and creamy. And this one has a very simple note breakdown, but I feel like I'm getting something like a caramel mixed in with a whipped cream. I know there is meringue in here, there's vanilla, there's neroli. This fragrance has come to feel a lot more complex than what's listed. There was something in the original, the fragrance this is supposed to be inspired by, which is Dolce & Gabbana's Devotion, that I did not enjoy. I don't know if I felt like the original had something that felt artificial, but it was something that was taking away from the other beautiful notes in the fragrance, and for some reason I don't detect that here. This one smells very realistic, very delicious, and to my nose this one feels a little lactonic even, so it's gotten creamier with time. This is one that the performance is amazing. For me, this one performs at more than an arm's length 3 months later. It is so good. I do not overspray this one. I go in the way I normally would and people can smell me. I would say after about like the 5-hour mark, this forms a nice little scent bubble that can still be detected if someone is standing next to you. And I can certainly smell this long after the 8-hour mark. So as far as performance, this one is beautiful. It's not a beast mode fragrance, but it is definitely noteworthy when it comes to how it projects. This is Victoria by Latafa. The next fragrance I wanted to talk about is one that I have raved about incessantly on my channel. If you watch my videos, you know how much I love this fragrance. This is Pose as Rose by Fragrance World. This fragrance, y'all, has gotten so much better in terms of formulation, so how the fragrance notes are playing with each other, as well as longevity. When I first spray this out, now I get a lot of the purple florals that are in here, and they blend better now. And in my opinion, the rose doesn't stand out quite as much as it did when I first received this fragrance, so it's not as pronounced. Instead, I find that it blends with the purple floral, so you're getting like this purple floral and rose mix, which makes the rose come across even softer and more subdued than before. I already felt like this was such a soft and feminine and pretty and approachable rose fragrance, but now I feel like the rose is so much softer and it still smells amazing. So I think for me, that's the most noticeable change with this fragrance in terms of how it smells. To me, the rose and the purple florals in here are mingling together to where you have to try and kind of distinguish one from the other. And I really love that about this fragrance. So it is a little bit more powdery, and to my nose, that water-like component is still there, but it's giving slightly more powdery, and I think it's due to those purple florals really coming through as this fragrance matures. I feel like they develop the longer this fragrance matures. So that's kind of like the main thing that I notice when it comes to how this one smells. And that is something that's a little bit surprising to me in a good way, but still surprising, because this fragrance has 2 different kinds of rose. There's a Bulgarian rose in here and a Turkish rose. So I thought for sure this was gonna get more rosy. To me, now this is a better blend of rose and specifically the violet. That's the purple floral that I feel like I'm really picking up. On skin, the dry down is so beautiful. The tonka bean that's at the base of this, I feel gives it a little bit more substance, but it doesn't take over the dry down. It does not take over the way this fragrance smells. So it smells the same. It's a pretty linear fragrance from beginning to end. But on the dry down, you get a little something that gives this fragrance substance. And I'm gonna say that's the tonka bean. The tonka bean is like the finishing touch on top of this beautiful, bright, floral, and slightly powdery, slightly water-like fragrance. This is gorgeous. This has matured very beautifully. Now, in terms of how this performs, I get more than an arm's length of projection from this fragrance when I spray it on, and that projection follows me for about the first 4 to 5 hours. I'm gonna smell it at more than an arm's length for about that long. After that, it becomes a scent bubble, but this one will last me all day long. So if I'm gone for about like 8 hours or so, this will still be on my clothes and on my skin at the end of the day, which for me is perfect because that's about how long I typically have my fragrances on. This is not a beast mode scent. This is not a scent that you're going to smell on your clothes after you wash them, but this one does give beautiful performance. It will definitely carry you through the entire day, especially if you have on a rose scented body butter or lotion. You spritz this on your skin and your clothes. This is going to be with you for the entire day, and I think it's a great performing fragrance for the price. So that value is definitely there. And as you all know, this is inspired by Rose Chérie by Ker-leen. And for an inspiration, this is incredible. This is Pose as Rose by Fragrance World. And the last one I wanted to talk about today is Anna Abiad Coral by Latafa. I've owned the previous fragrances for 3 months at this point. And this one has been in my collection for about 2 months now. Oh. I don't know if it's because it's been so hot where I live, if it's because of the time of year, or if it's because of how this fragrance is macerated, but this smells so much better to me now. And y'all, this smelled good to me before, but now it smells incredible. Ooh, that's so pretty. Oh my goodness. So this one is your watermelon fruit juice. This starts out as a super fruity, juicy fragrance, but the dry down, we're getting a little sweetness, we're getting a little creaminess, and to me that makes this fragrance so addictive and intoxicating. Anna Abiad Coral is so sweet and fruity. It's an aquatic fragrance in that it feels super juicy and water-like. It just feels like a thirst-quenching drink. There is peach, orange, and watermelon at the top of this fragrance, but I must say that the longer I've had this, the more the watermelon shines. The watermelon is definitely the star of the show. You have the coconut and white flowers at the mid, and then the base has some of my favorite notes, amber and vanilla, as well as a musk. To me, what has changed the most about this fragrance in the 2 months that I've had it is the watermelon note is more prominent and it lasts longer. It shines well past the opening into the mid and into the dry down of the wear, in my opinion. I feel like the watermelon is telling us I'm here. Hopefully now you can see that this fragrance is all about me. That's how this watermelon is coming through in this fragrance. The watermelon comes through first, and I feel like it's more so watermelon and orange because there is a little bit of a citrusy feel, and I really feel like the coconut and the flowers in here are more supportive than anything. This does lean a little bit tropical, so I feel like that's really what the coconut is doing in here, and then the white flowers kind of balance the fragrance and keep it from being too juvenile. And then you have that intoxicating, addictive dry down with the amber and the vanilla. When the two of those notes come together, I feel like it creates this like silky smooth creaminess and sweetness. So this has gotten so much better as far as how it smells. This one is giving me a little bit better projection. It's projecting it more than an arm's length, but maybe for like the first 3 hours or so. This is not what I would consider a long-lasting fragrance. This is one that I feel like maybe at the 6-hour mark, I would want to top up. And that's based on how much I've worn this. I haven't worn it too much, but I have worn it enough to know that around the 6-hour mark, I would definitely bring a decant so I can top up. And that's to be expected due to the kind of fragrance this is. Although I do have fruity, fresh and aquatic fragrances that last all day long and that are pretty much beast mode. This one is not that to my nose. It hasn't developed to something that I feel would outlast the heat that I'm in or would last beyond the 6-hour mark in a way that I would enjoy and in a way that I feel others would be able to detect it on me. Those are my thoughts in terms of longevity. However, with how good this smells, I would gladly bring a decant and top up with this because it is incredible. It is so good. It's gotten so much better. Ooh, that's good. This is Abiad Coral by Latafa. All right, friend, thank you so much for still being here. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like on your way out. That helps my channel continue to grow and reach other fragrance lovers like ourselves. And if you're here and you love fragrance content, then I would love for you to be a part of the family. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also be sure to turn on your notification bell so you never miss another video. So today I really felt it on my heart and in my spirit to share with you that you are not behind. I know we live in a world where at our fingertips, we can easily see what any and everyone is up to. And in looking at everyone's highlight reels, sometimes we can feel like we're a little bit behind. But I want to let you know that you're not behind. And when it comes to doing the things that you were called to do and reaching the heights that you would like to reach, sometimes all you have to do is get back on the bus. Sometimes even if the train or the bus has left the station, all you have to do is get back on and ride that bus or train until you get back to where you're supposed to be, and keep going from there. That's literally all it takes sometimes. All it takes is just you putting one foot in front of the other and deciding to keep moving forward. I hope that that encourages you today. If that's you and you've been feeling behind, keep your head up. Keep moving forward and get back on that bus, get back on that train. I will be over here doing the exact same thing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one very soon.